19-year-old Michael Stewart playing to the crowd out of Newcastle, Delaware. He has won all 4 of his professional fights, all by knockout at that tender age of 19. And he's trying to whip up this Blue Horizon crowd tonight. Let's go to the introductions for this 4-round welterweight bout. Here is Mark Vito.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Pasquale Brothers Incorporated, in association with Budweiser, This Bud's for You, presents 4 rounds welterweights. Your referee for this event from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Blair Talmadge. Introducing now in the red corner, wearing the black trunks, red trim, weighing in at 142 1/4 pounds, professional record, 1 victory, 2 defeats, 1 victory by way of knockout. He hails from Trenton, New Jersey. Here is James Bam Bam Salava. His opponent in the blue corner, wearing the red, white, and green trunks, weighing in at 142 pounds. He is undefeated in 4 professional bouts, with all 4 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Newcastle, Delaware. Here is Michael Stewart. 4 rounds, welterweights.
Giving you instructions in the dressing room. Do you have any questions? Obey my command at all times. Touch gloves.
So Stewart starts out for his 5th professional fight. He fought a month ago with a 2nd-round knockout. That's the furthest he has gone. He has a couple of 2nd-round knockouts and 2 first-round KOs. And he goes up against Bam Bam Salava from Trenton, New Jersey, who has lost 2 of his first 3 fights. He is only 5'4". He tries to get inside, but he's got a big guy in Stewart out in front of him. Stewart with a 4-inch reach advantage, 3 inches taller, and a terrific record going against the underdog Salava, who is stocky for a welterweight, and he is a brawler. That is it.
Yeah, and that's all he can be, because of his deficit in height. Most of the welterweights he fights at 5'4", he's quite short for this division. And watch how he gets down real low. He gets down and squats down on the ground, kind of like a crab, and then he moves in and moves to the side also. That is a terrific maneuver. You go in, down underneath, then go inside. Suave swinging punches from Mike Stewart. Both fighters straight ahead brawlers.
Oh, the jab of Stewart just rocking Salava. And the roundhouse right by Bam Bam. Bam Bam, exactly the way to describe his style. That's when he goes in. Oh, he takes that left to the face, but still keeps on coming. This is a scheduled 4-rounder.
Power from Stewart. Shifts his weight well. Sets his punches up. Punches in combinations. Tall, slender.
One great thing about the fighting at the Blue Horizon, doesn't matter what kind of fight it is, once it gets going and the crowd gets going, it could feel like a championship fight. I think that's what I was trying to say before. Any fight could be a championship. I was not alluding to our first fight. It certainly did not look like a title fight. We'll take that feel. William Morris, although it was certainly a championship punch by Terrence K.O. Lewis. 1 minute to go in round number 1. On any other night, this would have been a just for starters, but tonight with a scheduled 10-rounder in the first fight and a 12-round championship fight in the main event.
Just for fillers.
Yeah, it just squeezes in, although Michael Stewart doesn't look at himself as a filler. Certainly a shot for either of these fighters if they come up big.
Oh, yeah. Stewart trying to get his distance in this first round. Salava doesn't want him to get that distance either. When you have a big puncher like Stewart, you got to stay away from that 90% danger zone. Remember, 90% of the power of the punch is right on the end, that final snap. Already some blood from the nose of James Salava. Probably got some blood in his saliva.
10 seconds to go in the first. champion starting very early this year. We may have to do something about that. And a rocking finish to the first round.
Bloody my nose.
Old Mike Stewart looking for his 5th consecutive victory, for his 5th consecutive knockout. Born in Tennessee, now living in Newcastle, Delaware, and fighting for the 5th straight time in Pennsylvania. Fights here in Philly.
Between rounds in the corner of Salava, they told him, you're working your way in nicely, but once you get in there, come up the middle. Muggsy Piscopo in his corner, asking for him to throw the uppercuts inside. Now that you're in there, now come right up the middle. See, they like the way that Mike Stewart bends over. When he leans in with his punches, you have to stop that. You start hitting him with some nice uppercuts with some power behind him. He will cease leaning over with his punches, trying to put all the weight of his body. See those big shoulders he has? Trying to put that weight into every punch that he has. Also, you try to put your head in the shot. The weight of your head, your upper body.
James Salava figuring he has 4 rounds to try to score once with that roundhouse right. And Stewart, who has 4 knockouts in his 4 fights, 3 of those have been by virtue of body shots, but for him, kind of tough to find the body of James Salava.
You really got to read. He's throwing his punches to the body, but they're hitting Salava in the head because Salava is so short. These type of fighters are so difficult to fight because they're so much shorter than you. You have to really reach down to hit them. A lot of the punches go over their head.
And now Salava trying to get underneath with the uppercut, but then nothing but air punches.
Tell them that. These fights, too, are so difficult to win. These 4-rounder fights, they're so hard. They're high-spirited. There's a lot of energy in the fights, and you cannot give away any rounds. Of course, you have to win at least 2 or 3 of the rounds to win a 4-round fight. Good uppercut.
Yes.
I think Mike Stewart was listening to the corner of Salava. You know, with these shorter fighters, that uppercut works well because they're going to come in low. They're going to come in straight at you also. To get him to look up and then tag him.
Now it's Salava trying to work some angles in close. Round number 2, Stewart has concluded all 4 of his fights within the first 2 rounds. Salava has gone 4 on 2 occasions, losing 2 decisions, and in his last fight scored a 3rd-round knockout. Closing seconds of the second. Tuesday night fights tonight at the Blue Horizon, and opening up the season in our main event, NABF Welterweight Championship. Kip Diggs versus Tony Martin. This is the rematch of a dramatic fight from last year on Tuesday night fights, a fight in which Kip Diggs was running all over Tony Martin for 9 rounds, and then Martin cranked Diggs, put him down 3 times in the 10th to win it. And Kip Diggs has been waiting since last April to get this shot again.
And some real trash talking from both fighters in this fight, not the last time. The left hand of Salava got tied up in the ropes. You know, they have that little string on the ropes there on the left of the TV set so that the ropes don't spread when you go back against them, but your gloves can get tangled up in there.
3rd-round action in exchange here in the opening minute of this 4-round fight.
Mike Stewart is an aggressive fighter, but he would be much more effective if he would use his distance. Get your opponent out on the end of your punches. Keep him in that danger zone.
Yeah, well, he's got to start sending out the jab because Salava is not going to let him get the distance.
Right, and once Salava works his way in, he's got a punch on the inside. That's where he wants to be. That's where he can do most of his damage. See him moving his mouth. See Salava moving his mouth. When you get hit with your mouth open, it jacks your jaw. And you can't close it right. It hurts.
Well, Stewart, I'm sure, would help him out, close it for him.
Yeah, but you got to really bite down on that mouthpiece to keep that from happening.
Stewart undefeated 4-0 with 4 KOs. Salava looking to get up to that 500 mark. He's 1-2 with 1 knockout. Minute to go in round 3. First fight, Terrence K.O. Lewis living up to his nickname with a second round TKO over the veteran William Morris. Going to 20-1, K.O. Lewis.
The terror Terrence.
Terrence the Terror K.O. Lewis.
There you go.
Every fight picks up another nickname.
Wow, all kinds of nicknames for him.
Right now, the leading contender for the first Budweiser Power Punch of the year.
You know, James Salava is trying hard. You see the focus on his face. You see him putting the pressure on. You see him trying as hard as he can. But he is just working uphill.
And you don't need much to rev up this Blue Horizon crowd. Inside 10 seconds to go in the third. We will pause now for a word from your local cable systems, and then we'll return for the fourth and final round.
The Mantis Tiller tells of it.
Blue Horizon, where you are as close as you can get in a boxing venue.
Close as you want to be. You don't want to be inside those ropes. In fact, James Salava forgot his mouthpiece. That's how much he doesn't want to be in there.
It's the fourth and final round. See, the difference is if you're outside the ropes, you pay for the seats. If you're inside the ropes, you get paid.
Oh, really? How much did you pay for your seat?
Did you know that? Well, not only at ringside, but to sit next to you.
Hey, there you go. What a guy.
Mike Stewart in the right, trying to make it 5-0. This is the toughest opponent he has faced. Salava has been in his face throughout. Again, trying to, now he has found a mark with that swinging right hand.
Oh, that's what James needs, too. I have not given him around, although he has been trying. You saw the focus and the intensity the last round, that third. He was really trying to put the pressure on. Just getting beat to the punch. Right. That was the best punch so far.
And you saw what Stewart did. He stepped back, he got his position, he got the distance, and clobbered Salava.
Yeah, Mike Stewart really has a nice arsenal of weapons. Look at that nice little move from Stewart. Doesn't take a lot of energy. Just pull away enough so that you can come back with your retaliation. Got to watch his head, though. Two are banging heads. Good left hook from Stewart, right on the mark. You know, it's really amazing that Mike Stewart has had only 4 fights. Looks more like a seasoned pro. And he's wearing green trunks. Well, on one side.
Partially green. There's some green appearing.
There you go.
Main event tonight. Kip Diggs, Tony Martin, NABF welterweight championship, the rematch of a controversial fight, according to Kip Diggs, who thought he was hit illegally. That started his downfall.
No, he was hit. He thought that was illegal.
In round number 10 of that fight.
Oh, boy, what a dramatic fight that was.
And I think that's one fight that actually the rematch could be better.
Oh, yeah.
Because in that fight, Martin was not there for the first 9 rounds.
He was not. He was not. And we saw him against Skipper Kelp. He looked fantastic. He was strong. He looked young, fast, elusive. He hit Skipper.
That was
Skipper
his last
put up a good fight.
20 seconds ago in this fight, James Salava in the black trunks has to come home with a big shot here in the closing seconds. But it is Michael Stewart scoring. Salava stays in his face. He had Salava all over his face in this fight. And that is the final bell to end this 4-rounder. And we'll be back with a decision as Tuesday Night Fights continues on USA.
What is
New experience for Michael Stewart. He hears the final bell, and he'll wait the scoring from the judges. Stewart, just 19 years old, had opened up his pro career with 4 straight knockouts. looks to be on his way to his 5th victory, although this one by decision. Let's get the official word. Here's Mark Biro.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a majority decision. Judge Dave Singer scores the bout 38-38, a draw. Judge Al Dorsey scores it 39-37. Judge Ray Paquette scores it 39-38 to the winner by majority decision, Michael Stewart.
The crowd does not agree. They go with the underdog, and Michael Stewart, the heart beating, pounding a little harder there as the announcement is being made.
Yeah, and that's what's so difficult about these 4-round fights. You can't give away even a very close round. You got to figure you give it away.
You like those 4-rounders?
I like them. I like to watch them fight, but I don't like to beat them.
Okay. Well, we're going to have another 4-rounder before we get to our main event. 4-round heavyweights making their pro debuts when we